tonight we join the Egyptian community as well as other dignitaries for a dinner here at Sheraton Kampala Hotel. The ambience today speaks of Middle East, speaks of Egypt. We have the French here, we have the Belgians in the house, and you can't fail to recognize the dress code. From the waiters to the general manager, everyone is in Muslim attire. It just doesn't get better in a hospitality sector that speaks to the tone and rhythm of the night. It is Iftar, the Egyptian way. I welcome you to enjoy the evening.
Jean-Philippe, congratulations. I mean, it was a very nice dinner.
Thank you.
This Egyptian dinner, this Iftar, as the first dinner of the Francophonie month. Wow, I mean,
it's a teamwork. We work together with your team. We work
Yeah.
together with the Egyptian embassy team,
exactly.
the chefs.
Yeah.
And I think that, in conclusion, it was very successful. Especially, I think the message we are passing here,
Exactly. And
it's bringing different cultures together
true.
through the culture, through gastronomy, and
Yeah.
celebrating a good time, especially in being Ramadan.
And you see unity in our diversity, in fact.
Yes.
Because do you know that this is the first dinner of a series of 4 dinners? So the next one will be the South Korean.
The South Korean, which is
Next
also
week.
here, but in
Yeah.
in a different decor. It will be in our
Yeah.
Seven Seas restaurant, and then the
And
two
then-
other ones will be in
Sure, we will have
Divino,
the French dinner in Divino, and then we
And
will
then the
move
last
to
one
the
is
chateau for the
chateau
Belgium.
for the Belgium. Yes.
And whole countries sharing the French language,
Yes.
and the pleasure to meet, to enjoy food as a way to share pleasure, to share culture,
To
and also
celebrate.
to celebrate, exactly. And between diplomats, it really makes sense because food and diplomacy match very
Yes.
well, in fact. This is a good way to discuss. Sometimes when we disagree, sharing a meal, it's really a good way to move forward.
It
yeah.
breaks the barriers.
Yes, and it helps building bridges. So congratulations, dear.
No, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
your support and
It
for
was
being
a
here tonight.
big pleasure. Thank
Merci
you.
beaucoup.
Merci.
We know Egypt for the pyramids, but there is a lot more about Egypt. It's actually a nucleus that brings together a different kind of people.
I am so happy and glad to know that you have enjoyed our traditional dishes tonight. Some of you might wonder, why did Egypt choose a culinary night instead of something else? Like, we have some people who will be offering cultural performances, other colleagues of mine in embassies that will be showing off their musical heritage, for example, or dance heritage. And Egypt has a lot of this. All of you, when you hear about Egypt, first thing comes to mind is the pyramids, the Sphinx, Luxor and Aswan, the Nile cruises. But none of you would think first about a traditional Egyptian dish. And that's why we chose a culinary night, okay? Our gastronomy arts are very rich, and the Francophonie is a platform for us to represent this forgotten art. We are reintroducing it to the world, and we are using the Francophonie not just as a platform for dialogue, but a platform for cultural promotion of a different aspect of Egypt. But at the same time, it is our, let's say, political message. As Virginie said, Francophonie is a platform for unity through diversity, and food is the best example of unity through diversity. A lot of people think the United States is the melting pot of the world. Completely false. The United States is not a melting pot. Egypt is the melting pot of the world. We encompass Mediterranean culture, we encompass African cultures, we have our own ancient Egyptian culture, a Middle Eastern culture, an Arabic culture, and a Coptic culture. 6 different major ones. So our food represents a melting pot of all these cultures together. What you've tasted today represents so many different eras in our history. There is only one dish I couldn't introduce you to today because it would amount to a crime by the Ugandan authorities because of the smell, and that is called fisik. So even if I brought the ingredients from Cairo, they wouldn't allow it through the airport. So they would consider it as a biological bomb. But you will have to try it when you go to Egypt. It's called fisik. And that is something that only Egypt has, and it is the only surviving dish from the time of ancient Egyptian kings. It's salted fish, but we prepare it in a very peculiar way. But everything else you're tasting today is a representation of so many different things. For example, some of you might recognize the dish moussaka. The moussaka, for us, that is the influence of the Mediterranean culture in our history. Okay, so today it was just a quick, brief journey of how diversified Egypt is, but at the same time how unified it is as the biggest country in the Middle East, 120 million people, that despite their different backgrounds, they still enjoy one single culture, and that is the culture you have shared with us tonight. Thank you very much, and thank you for being with us.
We would like to thank you for being here, and really, as Sheraton, we try to organize during this holy month of Ramadan always an ambience where people feel comfortable. Is an ambience of friendship, solidarity, unity, and it's a month of thinking about peace, about love, a lot of good intentions. So I hope that we could change the world after this month and things goes better.
This year is a special one. We decided to put the Francophonie month under this motto, French opens doors. We are diverse, but we are together. Unity in diversity. And I think this is a good definition both for friendship and for food. We were just discussing at this table the main difference between a dish, the same recipe prepared in Saudi Arabia and in Egypt, in Belgium and in France. And what is the difference, in fact? I think the difference is, of course, it could be somehow about ingredients. But it's the way you look at it, the way you love it, the way you choose the words to talk about what you prepare. And somehow it is a gift that we share and that we can, of course, offer to our neighbors, to our friends, and also sometimes to our enemies. And it comes to diplomacy. Diplomacy sometimes, we don't agree. And looking at the world right now, we have many, many reasons to disagree. But in diplomacy, we have to find a way to talk to each other and to find a way to find solution to problem. So Francophonie is also that, in fact, is to share the spirit and to be able together to take pleasure around music, around the French language, around the food, around culture, and also to be able, by sharing the same language, using words to make, I would say, the neighbors understand what you mean. And sharing the same language is somehow building bridges between people. So also build peace between each other. It's a lot of emotion, in fact, to be with you tonight and to share this finest dinner. Monzer talked about this dinner 2 weeks ago. I couldn't imagine it would look like that. I mean, it's delicious, really delicious. So thank you, Monzer, for this trip, because we are somehow in Egypt tonight. So enjoy your trip. Thank you.
So this event, it's Egyptian Iftar, but we need to explain a bit why we're doing an Egyptian Iftar today. So we are in the month of the Francophonie all over the world, and the French Embassy is organizing a series of events, cultural events, gastronomic events, business events in Kampala. And this is the first gastronomic event. There will be 4 during the month. The first one, the Egyptian Iftar. Next week, we're going to have a South Korean experience. The week after, if I'm not wrong, is the French dinner. And the last one will be the Belgium dinner at Le Chateau. The French dinner will be at Divino. So why Egypt participate and South Korea participating of Francophonie? The ambassador will explain more, but I understood these are partner countries with the Francophonie movement, and that's why they have joined us, and we are very pleased. So I would like to appreciate the presence of the several ambassadors who are here. Thank you so much. We have the ambassador, of course, of Egypt, who is our host today. We have, of course, the ambassador of France. We have the ambassador of Saudi Arabia. We have the ambassador of Qatar, which is the most recent ambassador arrived in Kampala. Thank you for being here. We have the ambassador of Belgium. And we have, he's an ambassador, but at the same time he's a high commissioner from Rwanda, the dean of the African ambassadors, correct?
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Tonight, we are able to take that culinary adventure. Thanks to Egypt, we've tasted quite a number of unique cuisines here, and it just doesn't get any better when you're here in Ramadan and you're celebrating in Sheraton's special Ramadan tent. Beautiful, the lighting, the decor, the GM, all adorned in Muslim wear. It's a beautiful night. Remember to like, subscribe, and share with a friend.
It's very nice food, delicious food. Start about rice, vermicelli rice, and moussaka with meat. It's very nice, delicious. Everyone happy about that. And especially the food, the penne with the chicken bechamel. Also very nice. Roasted chicken, Egypt roasted chicken. Also very nice. Every guest coming for Sheraton Kampala Hotel, Iftar, dinner, night, Egypt. Thank you for coming, everyone.
I hope you enjoyed.
Very, very, very much.
I am glad.
Very, very much.
Glad to hear. And thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
It's an honor.
My
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you.